The site that you're seeing is our newest and our first ground mount solar project, and it's in the township of Alfred, right behind the municipal buildings. The land is municipal land. It was previously used for water treatment, so there was a pumping station. They used to dump snow on this site. And it was underutilized and not very useful for farming, which means that it makes it accessible for solar. We're only allowed to use not good quality farmland for the solar installations, which is a good rule put in place by the province.
My name is Janice Ashworth. I'm the General Manager of the Ottawa Renewable Energy Co-operative.
The Ottawa Renewable Energy Co-op is made up of 700 members. As of just yesterday, we had our 700th. And those members are essentially our investors. So it's like an investment co-op specific to the renewable energy sector. So those members are welcome to invest in securities, preference shares, or member investment notes. And we use that money from our members' investment to build our projects. So my job is to find sites and build projects for the members' investments. And then those sites generate revenue. So they generate kilowatt hours that we sell. Currently, all of our projects sell power to the grid. And that grid power then provides us with a revenue stream that we use to pay back our members. That's the current model. The next iteration will be, instead of selling electricity to the grid, we'll be selling it directly to building owners from their own roof. So this site is a 500 kilowatt AC, 600 kilowatt DC solar ground mount facility. It's a single axis tracking technology, so it tracks the sun on a daily basis from east to west. It is also a partnership, and the first such partnership that we're aware of in Canada, between a cooperative and a First Nation. So Keewaywin First Nation up in Northern Ontario is our partner for this site, as well as, of course, the municipality from whom we rent the land.
This was one of the land that was swamping and a lot of water, and we couldn't do nothing. So we've changed and we applied, and this project was approved. And at the same time, this is going to bring money to the township. So the land is leased to OREC and can belong to the utility, to the municipality at the same time. So this is a good idea. So economically, environmentally, it's all good.
And this particular project, your partner is Keewaywin. Keewaywin is where I'm also from. That's my home community. Keewaywin is a community, it's an isolated community, it's a very remote community. We don't get a lot of services. The industry hasn't reached our community. We get very minimum government services in our communities, our 6 communities.
So GP Jewel, who built this project, will come up and say a few words just to tell us how the installation came together.
Personally, I would like to say on behalf of the company a lot of thanks to, first of all, the OREC and management, the board, Mr. David Cork, Janice and Marvin, and all the involved in the project. As well as I would like to say thanks to local township who supported this project greatly. What I would like to wish to the community and to the Alfred Township is that many more projects like that is built here and that Alfred becomes the leader in Eastern Ontario and Ontario in the solar development and renewable energy development. Thank you very much.
So this partnership does mean a lot in our 6 communities that I represent, which means that, there's a little bit of more money to spend on various things like recreation for kids, looking after elders and things like that we don't receive anything from the government. So way back when, 6 years ago, we made a commitment to start looking outside for other source of revenue so that our kids and our people in our First Nations can enjoy same things that the mainstream society enjoys, which is vacations, which is better standard of living.
So the idea of community solar is ownership of that solar resource by the community. In many cases it's cooperative structure, but doesn't need to be. In many cases it's community investment into the solar resource and then community benefit from that resource, either through kilowatt hours or through dollars. So the benefit of doing community solar is that you get public buy-in, right? So there's public awareness that's built, there's community support for that resource. So as we see with the renewable energy transition, some people are for it and some are against it. And the more you can get individuals investing in that community, into that project and benefiting from it, the more you're likely to get the social license to operate. And it's applicable to solar, but also to wind and to microhydro and to biogas as well. The whole renewable energy transition, because it's more diversified with many smaller projects spread out, is much more applicable to community ownership, community investment. Solar technology used to be a bit of a niche market because it was much more expensive. It was $8 a watt for a panel. Now we're down at 50 cents a watt. So it's dropped in the last 10 years, it's dropped by 80%. It's incredible. That, of course, has significant impacts on the solar industry and its wide-scale applicability. In this climate, we are already at the tipping point for solar on certain building types. And what that means is that it's cheaper for a building owner to install solar panels on their own roof and buy electricity from their own roof than it is to buy it from the grid. So that's, of course, a factor of your grid price and how much solar energy you receive and the cost of solar. The biggest changing factor is the cost of solar going down and the grid rates going up. So we're already at that tipping point, which means runaway solar, which means that the government, unless they specifically put barriers in place to preventing solar, they can't stop, it's no longer in need of subsidies, I should say. So they can't stop people from putting up solar panels on their own roof to give themselves cheaper power.